Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Project Ozone 3 Kappa mode. So, since the last episode, you might notice that we have the start of a riverbed starting to form right through here. So, once this is built, a lot of our skybox look is going to be gone, even though we are still going to have some slights. We're going to kind of mix it with this idea that Harakane kind of pitched about having it so we have these like cliffs along the edge, but I have some ideas to mix that, but still at spots have it look like you're on a sky block, but then have these big cliffs and stuff like that. In addition, to kind of this river, because I was kind of wanting a river that kind of flows through here around these different islands. So we're going to do that, and we're going to have kind of cliffs, but there'll be a couple places where you can go and look out and realize, okay, I'm floating over a void. It's kind of my plan. But we'll see. I mean, this is just, things may change, So I've kind of got this started and some clay and sand. It's eventually going to be all water through here. And I also did a bit of sorting. I cleaned up our slime island. There's still slimes occasionally spawning. Yeah, there's one right up there. But you can see I filled up 6 basic portable tanks. And then I got that right there, 6,000 more millibuckets. So we've got 126,000 millibuckets of liquid blue slime, or 126 buckets of it. Also, let's pop in here real quick, just because we haven't done it on camera. You hit shift to enter. There's mobs here now. Oh. When I came here before, like I kid you not, there was like no mobs. But I think it was probably due to some of the mob farms around. Oh wow, that still exploded. Okay. But yeah, I came basically, all I did was I looked around. The village that I went to is right over here. And you can actually see where I pillared up right there. Did the longsword pillar up there. But yeah, this is just a or a dimension filled with mobs, basically. I came here because I was curious to see if it was like it was in like Sevtech, where there was actually terrain and you could mine and stuff there. But it is a super flat world. So, also worth noting is in here, I completed this quest. And you would think I did it through like Hunting Dimension or something. No, I did it through building. Because when I was building this riverbed, I didn't torch it at first because I was like, well, I'm going to fill this with water, no reason to torch it. Well, when the night hit the first time, there was mobs all in here. So I managed to finish that quest. And I actually did kill an Enderman as well, and a charged creeper. Because they were, basically the way this is set up, because this is going to have sand down here, right? So I've built it up by one. Well, the charged creeper was sitting right here. He couldn't see me, so I was just like, ugh. And the Enderman would never leave the pit, so I just beat him to death. He just stayed down there the whole time. But we do get 5 racks for that. And then we get a quest here to make ourselves 10 red heart canisters. We'll get to that later. Not right now. But today, the very first thing we're going to do, we're going to just knock out a quest. We're going to make an overworld cake and a nether cake because they really want us to make these. And we're probably not going to use them, but we're going to make them. And what we need to do to make our cake, we're going to need a couple eggs. We are going to need... oh, and I did get an Eye of the Storm whenever I killed that charged creeper, so worth noting. I'm also going to need to get... 6 wheat. And then I'm going to need 4 bits of sugar. Because I need to make 2 cakes. And then we can turn these into overworld cakes and so on. So let's go ahead. There's that. There's that. Okay, and then for the overworld cake, it is saplings. And for the nether cake, it's obsidian. Oh, and by the way, if you're interested, I've actually got levels. I guess... Yeah, there we go. I just have to update them because I went to the hunting dimension. But I've been kind of draining that out. It did back up over the night, and so I just kind of wasted a lot of experience. I need to make a bigger tank, but I'm also thinking we might just go for an experience obelisk before too long. Set that up there and then problem solved. Because this will pump into an experience obelisk, and then we'll just have lots and lots of essence or experience. Now over here, I did move this. I set up a generator 2 here, which has proven pretty good. I mean, it's not running 24/7, but it doesn't need to. Dust is backed up pretty well right now. But if we take a look over here, you can see we've got 25 stacks of sulfur. And this thing hasn't even ran for 24 hours yet. And we have 25 stacks of sulfur. And we have 123 stacks of redstone. So we're pretty good on that. Also, episode 3 came out yesterday. So, yay. That kind of gives you a time stamp as to when this is. I've noticed that heat sand apparently everybody I think went for heat sand like first thing into the pack. I had so many comments about that. But it's like, and we completed Landium quest. So yay, there's that. But it's like this has sat here and done mostly nothing. Even my lava system sat there and did mostly nothing most of the time. The only reason we upgraded was because I'm just going to dump those into there. I don't really need them at the moment. The only reason we updated was because I wanted lots of void upgrades. So, I don't know. Maybe people... The only thing I can think is a lot of people went for maybe magmatic dynamos for power or something, so they needed a lot of lava. We're not going that route, so heat sand wasn't really all that important for me. But I have noticed that I had so many comments about, get heat sand. And it's like, well, we did when we needed it. But anyways, I thought that was kind of funny. So anyways, what we're going to do now that we've got those cakes that we don't really need, but we need them for the quest, this will have unlocked us a new tab. If we go down to Lambda, we can now access the Twilight Forest. Oh, we need a glimmer crystal though. So, okay, so we're going to have to do Embers first. I was planning on gunning through Twilight Forest so we can start into Landcraft, but we're going to have to start into Embers first. So we're going to have to do the gamma stuff. Alright, we're going to have to get ourselves an ancient Codex, and basically ancient golems, which seem like they can spawn in the hunting dimension, or I've heard they can spawn in the hunting dimension. There may have been some out there when we popped in, but mine actually spawned in the Overworld. Is this default recipe? It is, okay. And I've got archaic bricks. Ancient golems drop both of these things. And really quickly, I'm just going to whip up this. By the way, can I... oh, it doesn't access it. I was kind of curious about that. But we'll just go ahead and move through some embers pretty quickly. There's that. And then they want us to get Kammonite bricks, Ember hammer, dials, Ember deposit, locator. Kammonite bricks. I've got some Kammonite goop somewhere. Because I made some. We're probably going to make up... actually, yeah, let's go ahead and just make up a bunch of this. So Kammonite is clay and sand, if I recall. Kammonite blend. And I'm assuming that we just smelt it. Yeah, for Kammonite bricks. So what we'll do is we'll just grab some dirt essence and... I can't remember. Is it DS, I think? No, it's the other way. There we go. That's way more clay than what I needed. Let's go ahead and get ourselves, we're going to upgrade our furnace to like maybe like an emerald tier. So the gold furnace, boom, there's the diamond furnace. We'll give it a second. And then the diamond furnace, emerald furnace. And we'll go ahead and turn that in. Turn that in. And then for the Endus furnace, it's ender pearls. I could do it. Yeah, I mean, these are pretty common out of loot bags. Let's go ahead and do it. Whatever. There's our Endus furnace. And we'll go ahead and claim that. And then last is the Zenith Furnace. That one's going to be a little bit. It's really not too bad. But it is going to be a little bit for us. And we still need to get into these. Probably not going to use too many of these or those. But we do still need to knock out the quest at some point. But not today. Not today. Okay, there's a couple compressed sand and stuff. I need to get a system set up to just make us a bit of that. Because right now I'm not... Of course, we'll be getting fire seeds once we get to Landia. So, is that not right? Oh, even better. It's like that. I will take it. Okay, we'll go ahead and throw that in there. Let's see how fast this thing smelts. That's not too bad. It's really not... It probably would be quicker just to smelt it in our furnace down here, truth be told. Because this furnace is a machine. Yeah, we'll just let that smelt up. I like that a bit more. That's pretty quick. And it's pumping that out somewhere. Oh, it's sending it into here and it's making Camonite bricks. Okay, well, I'll need those. That's fine. I don't care. I'll need a bunch of those anyways. Okay, and we've completed that quest. Yeah, so we'll just let that make Camonite bricks. That's okay. It's already smelted all of those. I need to set up another one of those for our personal use. Okay, so there's Camonite bricks. We got 15 of those. I'll take it. I'll take it. I didn't even think about it sending them back over there. That's fine. Okay, so let's go ahead, pop down here. We completed Camonite bricks. And then they want us to get stamps. That's just more Camonite blend. Okay, let me get, just do that. There we go. And then the stamps. They want us to get a bar stamp, flat stamp, and plate stamp. We'll go ahead and just knock these out real quick. Bar stamp. Plate stamp. Flat stamp. And while we're at it, let's just go ahead and get a nugget stamp and a gear stamp. And then we'll just go ahead and quickly smelt these up. So we get the finished versions. The inscription stamp's good because it's basically like having a name tag for like tools and stuff like that. Okay, so there's all 5 of those. I don't know if we'll have to actually get the stamper, but it's an easy quest to knock out. Melter, stamper, reservoir, alchemy through fire. That's where we need to get to, basically. But we're pretty much going to have to do all this in the process of getting to that, or most of it. That's fine. And I've got to figure out where we're going to set this up at. It's probably going to be a different building. So I'll try to plot something out here in a second to give us an idea. But let's see, it's that, that. There's our Tinker Hammer. Quest complete. And then we need to get our Ember Dial, our Fluid Dial. These things are actually pretty handy to have. So we're going to need a copper plate and an iron plate. Okay, so there's our Ember Dial. There is our Fluid Dial. And then let's take a look at the piping quest. There we go, that's completed. Oh, the atmospheric gauge, we're going to go ahead and get this also. So there's that. Basically just getting all these initial tools for Embers. And then we need a fluid pipe, fluid extractor, item pipe, item extractor, item dropper. Okay. And let me just go ahead and pull up Embers. Actually, is soot in this pack? It is. And I know we're going to need some Camonite plates. Let's go ahead and make a few of these. I'm going to go ahead and just make like 8. Because we're going to need these periodically. And it'll just be nice to have those out of the way. The fluid pipe is iron plate. The item pipe is lead plate. And that makes 8. And then the item dropper is item pipe and iron. Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go ahead. There's 3 sets of item pipes. There's 3 sets of fluid pipes. Grab our Camonite plates and we'll get our fluid extractor. I just want 1. Then our item extractor. Actually, I should probably go ahead and get like 3 and 3 to start with. Just so I've got them because we're probably going to need some this episode. And then we'll go ahead and get our item dropper. And let me just dump that stuff back. There we go. And then we need to get the Ember Borer. And then the sluice box. Okay. Yeah, we need to make this thing anyways, so that'll be fine. But let's go ahead and get the Ember Borer first. And this is going to be Cammonite brick stairs. That's where our Cammonite bricks come in. Iron plate, copper plate, mechanical core, which takes iron plates, seared bricks, archaic bricks, and electrotine. Electrotine, I've got some in here. And for our seared bricks, I'm going to go ahead and just get... oh, I've got Invar in here. Almost forgot. We're going to go ahead and throw in some cobblestone, get that making seared bricks for us. Our archaic bricks... Oh, by the way, worth noting, I did go ahead and shift this over because the XP tap, it wasn't wanting to let the XP out most of the time. It was working at the end of last episode for some reason, but then afterwards, I don't know, it stopped working. So I shifted this over and also raised it so it doesn't cover this area so we can still use the XP tab. So just a heads up, you can shift right here. So I just did 2, -3, and that's all offset. Alright, there's our seared bricks. And I think we're good now. So there's our mechanical core. We'll get our Cammonite brick stairs. We'll get our Ember Borer. There's that. Yay! We'll go ahead and claim it. And then our solid ember. They want us to get Ember Shard, Ember Crystal, Ember Manipulation, Ember Activation. Okay, we're going to need 2 iron plates for that. We're going to need tungsten, electrotine, cammonite, tungsten, electrotine, cammonite. Okay, so there's our Ember Activator. And then we need the emitter and the receptor. So I'm basically going to need 4 tungsten and 4 electrotine for that stuff. And I got to make some more electrotine. That's fine. And I'll tell you what, because I'm tired of making this stuff, I'm probably going to do the same with like red alloys also. Not like materials are an issue for us. Let's go ahead and just make a stack of electrotine. And then I'm going to need the tungsten. And I've got the cammonite plates. I should probably get some more of these going because I know we're going to need them. So once this finishes up one day. Won't take too long. Let's just... I need to get another Magneticraft furnace set up for like our personal use. That's what I need to do. Those are like legit. Let's go ahead and get our receptor and our emitter. And that should complete that quest. We'll go ahead and claim. Claim. And then refine pressure and copper capacity. Okay, we'll get into that stuff in a little bit. That we don't have to have. We pretty much have to have the activator and the manipulator to move on. This is for storage, and this is for pressure refinery. Okay. And we can wait on these 2 things. We don't need those right this second. But what we need to do, we need to set up our Ember Borer. And I'm not sure with us having bedrock... See, I might say we'll work it around Y level 5 without bedrock. But we've got that 1 piece of bedrock, so I'm thinking we could maybe... Oh, well. Alright, so let's pop over and see if we can set the Ember Borer up over here. Okay, so if we set up the Ember Borer right in here. Boom, there we go. And then I need to make a mechanical core. I guess we don't technically have to, it just makes it a whole lot easier. Alright, so there's our mechanical core. And then I'm going to want, we can either do hoppers or chests. Hoppers are default in this, well, I'll just do a chest. That way, yeah, I'll just do a couple chests. That's fine. And I'm going to want levers for these chests. We grab that to here. Set the mechanical core up right there. And let's see, it's been a while since I've ran one of these. I believe we'll do chest there, chest there. We will do item extractor here, and item extractor here, and then item pipe there and there. This will extract from the chest, feed into the mechanical core, or into the Ember Borer. Mechanical core kind of acts as an extension to the Ember Borer, allowing us to plug into more than one slot, and then this will extract the embers and pump them into the oak chest for us. And I'm not sure how it looks with our atmospheric gauge. It's not bad, actually. Ideally, we would have it a bit higher, but I think that will be okay. And then let's go ahead and just put a lever there and a lever there, because these do require a redstone signal to work. Okay, so there's our sluice box. Alright, so that's going to complete a quest for us right here. We've got everything out of here but the infinite water generator, which we'll get at some point. Just whenever we need one, I guess. Okay, back over to Gamma. The solid ember. We'll grab a couple buckets. I think one craft of this should be plenty fine, though. And it seems like it's like 100%, I guess, for this, but let's go ahead. There's our archaic bricks. Our sluice box, I guess, I don't know. We'll probably put it near the water, just kind of as almost decoration more than anything. But if we take our archaic bricks, we put those in, and we apply our water, and we give this just a moment to run. You can see it's slowly draining, and there we go. There's our ember shards. And yeah, it's 4 per 100% chance. Okay. And then they want us to get an ember crystal, which is going to be 6. I'm going to need another craft of this, actually. Go ahead and let that run out. Easy as pie. And we got to kind of show off the sluice box. So yay. There's an ember crystal. We'll just go ahead and grab a few stacks of coal. And that way we can feed these in. And this will slowly... It might take a little while because, I mean, this chunk's not super great. But at least we pretty much have infinite materials. So there's that. And then... once this does get some embers, they'll pump out into this chest. I'm going to make sure that this is chunk loaded. So that should be working. Might take a little while, because like I said, the gauge wasn't reading all that great on this. And I guess you could also... I don't know, it's so weird with it being in a void world, because the quest book made it sound like it would work without needing that down there. But I don't know. I'm not sure. So, now what we need to do, I think once we get to where we can make archaic bricks, we might just, I don't know, we'll see how this Ember Borer does as far as ember production, and then we might just automate, we might, I don't know, we'll see. Because right now it's not being very great. If we do dig this out, by the way, you can actually see, let me just, yeah, there we go. You can see the blades turning. Right there. Okay, well that's running, so hopefully we get some out of it. Let's go ahead and turn this quest in. If worse comes to worse, we can automate it once we get up to alchemy. Let's see, then they want us to get the melter, the stamper, the reservoir, the mixer centrifuge, all this stuff. So let's go ahead. The melter is just like this. Alright. And I wonder if can we make... Oh, this armor's default. Yes, that's what we're going to go for. Unless Dawnstone is, like, terrible to craft. It's gold, copper. That's default. Oh my gosh. You know, because we used this on that one pack. Sprout, was it? I believe. And this armor is so good. Because, you know, you upgrade it and everything. And... That's the armor. This is actually going to work out nicely for us. Because we can go for that armor. I'm getting a little bit of, like, lag. I don't know why. I don't think it would be my editing software, but I closed that out for right now. go ahead and grab that. Yeah, because that's definitely what we're going to do. Because I was going to go into the Twilight Forest with orange salamander armor, which really isn't bad. But this stuff is going to be such a nice step up when we start adding all the upgrades to it. And we might go for like the Grand Hammer, Battle Axe, the Blazing Ray, which is really good. We might go for some of this stuff. So we might take a couple episodes and really dive into a bit of Embers before we push on. The Stamper, Stamp Base and Stamper. Let's go ahead and just get this. We'll just kind of knock out these quests. Block of Copper. And then the Stamp Base is Platinum. And we also need a fluid tank. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me get all this stuff together. Okay, I am still getting a little bit of lag at the moment. I went ahead and made a chunk loader. The reason being, I don't think that our Ember Borer is going to do much where it's at. It doesn't seem like it's doing a whole lot of anything. So we're going to move that here in just a second. But let's go ahead and quickly get our Stamper, our Stamp Base, which I'm going to need. I'm actually going to need 2 of these fluid tanks. Which we'll get into in just a second. And then I'm going to need a Camonite ring. I'm going to need a reservoir. Let me get a couple more. I'm just quickly knocking these quests out. And then we're going to have some fun with Embers. Okay, and there's our reservoir. And then we're also going to want a mixer centrifuge. Okay, so there's our mixer centrifuge. I don't know what this lag is tonight. It just like started about the time I went to record. It's like, hey, I'm going to lag now. Alright, so let's go ahead and just claim these. And then the quest is to get Dawnstone, Aspectus, Ash, and Alchemy through Fire. Okay, so we've just about knocked out all of Embers, but this is all pretty much just basic Embers. We're going to get into a lot more advanced Embers is what we're going to be doing. Which this lag is fine. I'm going to take, probably after we get this Ember Borer situated. Okay, yeah, it's not extracting even directly from the machine, so. Alright, so that means we're not getting Embers. Now I'm going to do something that could be bad. I'm going to go to the hunting dimension with my laggy self real quick. And you could really do this like in any dimension of your choosing. But we're going to hop around. We're going to try to find a place that's got a pretty good gauge for the Ember Borer. Okay, right in here looks to be pretty good. I'm taking a little bit of damage at the moment. Alright, what we're going to do, we're just going to... Well, there we go. Let me get back out there. Yeah, I shouldn't... This lag is... Ugh. Yeah, it's like my death marker's way over there. I don't know. Alright, well, the creeper made us a nice hole to work with. So there's that. That works out good. And so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly build this out. And there's my ability bottle. I need to grab that. Ugh. What in the world? Okay. Now that one really wasn't my fault. But I was pretty much just a sitting duck. I don't know why this is acting up tonight. That zombie's got my ability bottle. I've got to get that back. For sure. That's my saturation bottle. Okay, but I want to get my ability totem back. There we go. And then I've just got to build this back out. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and set a marker here for the Ember Borer. We've got 16 archaic bricks. At least there's that. Alright, let me get back over here. I'm going to go grab the Ember Borer, dump off some stuff, and then we'll pop back over. And then I'm probably going to let this thing run for a little bit while I wait for the internet to... It's not... I don't think it's my internet because Professor and RDFA seem to be getting a bit of lag as well. So it's probably something server side right now. I'm going to go ahead and equip this back. Get our saturation back up. And it's like normally I would just stop recording in this situation, but I want to get the Ember Borer set up so it can start running so we've got embers built up. And you know I'm like right here. So I'm just battling the lag so we can get this thing set up and running. Which I think it's going to work very... Oh, please don't tell me I looked at the thing. No, I don't think I did. Normally, if it's not lagging, Hunting Dimension is not bad at all when you have slime boots. Let me go ahead and just light this up a little bit. Make sure that nothing can spawn up on our walls. I will probably come back here a bit later and just full light all this up, but this will be good for the time being. Okay, so there we go, and I'm going to go ahead and claim this area like that. And we're going to go ahead and set up our Ember Borer right here. And this should work a bit better. So we're going to set the mechanical core there, hit those with redstone, then we're going to drop coal into this. Now this chunk isn't any good. I might have been lagging so bad that, I don't know, I may shift it later whenever I'm not getting lag. But yeah, there we go. Now it's producing ember shards for us. And ember grit, which is basically just like a coal. That's actually a newer thing too. And it looks like we can make explosion charm pedestal with that. So we'll definitely hold on to that. But yeah, it's producing ember shards, so yay! And I'm going to set this up here, and we're just going to leave it as a radius of 2 chunks. So that way this can run, like when I'm offline or whatever, it can run for us. And eat through all that coal that we've got piled up in here. And I'll probably end up moving it to a better chunk. I thought this chunk was better, but it's not as good as I thought it was, but that's okay. And so I'm going to cut for a bit. I'm going to wait for this lag to pass. And if it doesn't pass, then I'll just go to bed and wait for that. I do apologize about that. And that second death was totally not my fault. I'll own up to my deaths usually, but that one was kind of, I got screwed over a little bit. But yeah, so I'll be back in a bit. Okay, like no joke, like 5 minutes after I stopped recording, the lag stopped. It must have just been like some kind of a hiccup or something with the server for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. But anyways, like everything's being really responsive now, so that's good. Anyways, I did place that out. I think that's where we're going to set up our embers. Of course, we're going to change it over from cobble, but that's kind of where I'm thinking, is like right in here. And so what we're going to do, our first objective is getting up to where we can make dawnstone. And so we're going to need to basically do the stamper system, the melter. We're going to need to set up the Ember Activator, the Ember Receptor. We're actually going to need a few of these. We'll have to make some more of those. Then the stamp base, the mixer centrifuge. And really, I'd like to get a second melter, truth be told. So let me go ahead and just whip up one of these real quick. And this just makes our lives a whole lot easier to have 2 of them. And then let me also go ahead and get a copper sail being made. I know there's a quest for that, and I think I want one for what we're going to be setting up. And there's a few other things that I'm going to need, but let's go ahead and place this stuff out. So what I'm thinking is we're going to have the mixer centrifuge setting, like, say, right here. Then we're going to have the first melter. Let's see, fluid would pump over. Let's set up a melter here and a melter here. And this is basically going to end up being our dawnstone room. And I'm probably going to have, this building's going to be a little bit bigger. I think maybe like some little side areas. And then basically you'll walk in, there'll be the melter making dawnstone here. Then over here might be alchemy, and over here would be like maybe the, I don't know, the forge or something, you know, something. And then what we'll do is we'll set up the stamper and stamp base, just basically kind of in front of this. So like right here, and then the stamper. I think this needs to be one block above, if I recall. Pretty much running this blind at the moment since the since the ancient codex is all wonky now. I don't know what they did to it, but like it's like it doesn't automatically come up. I don't like it. I don't like it. I want it the old way. I'll have to figure out how that works because I've got to change quest description for Embers if that's... I haven't even looked at the ancient codex, but like for the pack that I'm working on, because I've killed a fair few of these. I don't know. All right, and then let's go ahead and get our fluid extractors, our item extractor, fluid pipes. Let's get our Tinker's hammer. Let's get our embers to start with, and let's get our bar stamp. Let's see, our block of copper is done. Let's go ahead and grab that. And we're going to go ahead and make our copper sail, which I'm thinking we'll probably do something with like maybe Camonite as far as the build goes. Something very Embers-ish, archaic bricks, maybe blocks of metal in there. I don't know. I got to figure out exactly what I want to do there. But there's our copper sail. We'll go ahead and turn that quest in. And then we can upgrade the efficiency on our embers, and we probably will do that. Probably not this episode, but maybe next episode. We might spend like 2 episodes on embers. I think that would get us at a pretty good spot on embers before we move on, because that way we can get our armor fully upgraded and all that nice stuff, and have a little bit of fun with alchemy. Maybe do a little bit of automation too. I feel like we'd probably want to do some alchemy automation, so that building might end up being a little bit bigger. But that's fine. Let's go ahead and make a few more ember emitters and receptors. I've got 8. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get ourselves like 3 more emitters. I'm also going to want 2, 3, 4 more receptors. And then I'm going to want a... Let's see, Ember relays are nice. Also, beam splitters are nice. I should get... oh, beam splitters take Dawnstone, though. Okay, well, we'll wait for that, then, until we get some Dawnstone up and going. So what we're going to do... We'll just do this kind of the quick, easy, dirty method real quick, and then we'll fix this up. Let's take our bar stamp, and we'll just put this right there. And then we're going to set up our Ember Activator... And we'll have it setting... I'm going to need some levers, actually. Let me get some levers. Embers loves levers, for the record. If you didn't already realize, Embers loves levers. Alright, so we're going to put our Ember Activator, and we need a place where we can probably do a 3x3 later with lava. So let's do... Actually, I might stick it back here. Like build this room back a little bit. And I'm happy to say, I think I got that quark feature disabled. Where it builds below. That thing drives me insane. I know a lot of people like it, but I've disabled it. At least I hope I disabled it in the Quark config. So, alright, let's go ahead. Our Ember Activator sits right there. We're going to have an Ember Emitter that sits right here. And then what we need to do is we need to get some embers being made up. So we'll just... well, actually, I'll tell you what. We're going to... Let's see, that's the center. Let's build up to like right up here. I think that should be good. And what we're going to do, let's put our copper sail setting right up here. And then we're going to put an Ember Receptor setting right there. And then we're going to shift right click, shift right click. I believe that's right. Or it might be backwards. It might be receptor and then emitter. I can never remember until I just get in there. And then I'm going to need a hopper or a chest. Okay, 1 second. So we're just going to plug that in. It goes into the bottom, and we're just going to toss in that. That's going to start burning. And then if that's connected correctly, which I'm starting to think that it's not. Shift right click, shift right click. Oh, shift right click and then right click. Maybe it's shift right click and... Yeah, like that. Shift right click and then right click the emitter. And then we'll put our lever here. And that's going to start firing into there. And we're going to go ahead, let's go get our gauge, our ember gauge. And we're going to set that up onto our copper coil so that we can see how much is in there. But this ember dial, we're going to go ahead and stick that right there. And that way we can see on screen how much ember is stored inside of our copper cell. And then what we're going to do, we're going to put Ember Receptors on these machines. And I believe that would work. That. And then right there, I think. I guess we'll find out. Yeah, let me go ahead and actually, this will make it a little bit easier. Let me go ahead and make the Tinker's Lens. Just really, really quick. Because that way I can make sure that I have these on the right slots pretty easily. Okay, we'll take our Tinker's Lens then. And we're going to say, let's see, this is the slot for Ember. Also machine accessor slot and fluids go in there. There's an actuator slot, machine accessor slot. Embers go on the bottom of this one. Okay. And that would be this true for over here. And then embers go up here for this one. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're just going to shift right click. Oh, really quick. Let me set up Ember emitters. We're going to go here and here for now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put beam relays on this later, but and then we'll have another activator on this side. So anyways, shift right click, and shift right click, and then we'll just go ahead and put levers. I'm going to put them on the back of this. That's going to start firing. And then if we take a look here, so that's going to start going into there and filling up these melters for us. And then what we're going to need is we're going to need a couple hoppers or chests or whatever. I think I'm going to use hoppers for now. So we're going to put our, let's see, is that the slot that I want? Machine accessor slot, machine accessor slot. I could put it on the bottom. I'm going to put it on the top. That should work. And to make our dawnstone, which I need to dump some more embers into this, let me go ahead and just dump those in. Because this is pretty much drained out at the moment. The dawnstone is gold and copper, correct? Yeah, 1 part gold, 1 part copper makes 2 parts dawnstone. And I'll have to pop into the hunting dimension in just a second to get, to get some more embers, but that's fine. We're going to go ahead and go for 20 of these. We'll just toss them in there. You can see it starts melting them down. You can see them inside of there. And then we'll do the same thing over here with the gold. Get that melting up. And then we're going to go ahead and put a fluid extractor here and here. And then, let's see, let's grab our Tinker's Lens. That's output, that's input, yeah. So we're going to go fluid pipe to there, fluid pipe to there. And we're going to drop our levers here, here. And that's going to start pumping fluids into this. Now I'm going to have to put I've already got the receptor put down. I'm going to have to go get some embers real quick. And then what we're going to do, let me see. This is molten metal output. So we're going to put fluid extractor here. And then fluid pipe. No, I don't want that to connect. I want it to go straight over to the stamp base. And then, yeah. And then let me go pop in and get some embers real quick. I think we've actually got a fair amount of them. When I left the hunting dimension, we already had a decent amount. I'm glad the hunting dimension has mobs now, though. Oh, I meant to bring more coal over with me, because this is probably... it's still pretty good. I'll bring some more, though, like before I go to sleep or whatever. Let me just go ahead and grab that. It's really not pumping out a whole lot. It was, and then it, like, stopped. I need to check the atmospheric gauge for that area, I guess, and see if it hasn't drained it. I need to find a better chunk anyways, because that one wasn't the one that I was meaning to get to. But I was lagging so bad, I picked the wrong one. But that's okay. We got enough embers to get started. We might even have enough embers. With that running, we might have enough embers to maybe get to alchemy, but we'll see. Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just... Now that we've probably got these metals melted, not completely, let me go ahead and get that going for a second. We need to upgrade the efficiency on this stuff before too long as well. It's only got one left. So then what we're going to do, let's go ahead and just shift, right-click, shift, or shift, right-click. There we go. And that should start the mixer centrifuge. Sounds like it's running right now. You can see it's got 960 molten dawnstone. And then I need to put the lever on this. Boom. There we go. And I don't have anything extracting it right now, or collecting it. That's okay. Let me pop over and get a chest real quick. We can make this a bit easier for us. And I'd like to get a nicer looking chest. Maybe something that kind of fits the area, perhaps. But what we can do is we can put chest there. No, I'm sorry. Chest over one more. Might even have the chest sitting like right there. Item extractor sits there. Item pipe there. And then lever right there. Okay, and this has probably ran out of, it's still got 1440 on, it needs embers right now, so. Go ahead and do that. This should start running. I love watching these things run. Boom. Oh, it's not draining the items. There's a way to drain the items. Okay, well, we finished the quest for Dawnstone. So there's that. Alright. And then there's the cinder plant. We want to go ahead and just knock these quests out. Maybe. Okay, there's our cinder plant. So we'll go ahead and just snag that. Just to go ahead and knock that quest out. And then really quickly, before we end out the episode, I want to go ahead and get 2 bins. I got to thinking, and I think that's what goes underneath the stamper. To actually get the items out of it, instead of them spewing out everywhere. We can actually test it really fast. Let me start moving over some of our ember stuff over to here. And let me go ahead and grab the cinder plant out of here also. Let me grab this, item extractor, item pipes. And if we put the bin sitting right there, and then we put the item extractor setting there, and then just pump over the items to here. We do that, which will probably change these levers to Caminite levers before too long. But let me go ahead and grab copper and a gold, and let's go ahead and toss these in to the respective machines. That. And if you want to use this for ore processing, melter straight into stamper will work. So just a heads up there. Let's see. Hopefully this has enough embers in it. There we go. Yeah, just dumped a dawnstone ingot into there. There we go. Yeah, that's what we need is the bin. Okay. Alright. So I went to make one for the cinder plant and it was like, oh, wait a second. I think that's what I need. Okay. And then let me pop over. I popped in here a second ago and we had a bit more metals, or a bit more embers. And also something of interest, this has been kind of shifting back and forth. It doesn't know what's going on, so. But yeah, we've got a few embers. I've noticed it doesn't seem like it wants to run when I'm in another dimension, which is quite bizarre. Because I know mob farms stay loaded in this dimension, but... Alright, so what I want to do, let's go ahead and set up a bin. And I'm going to put this just setting like right here for right now. And then we're going to put our cinder plinth. No. Cinder plinth setting right there. Let's do an Ember Receptor. I'm just going to steal one of these for right now, because I don't have an extra one made. I'll get a few more of these made. But I've got to make more Camonite and all that. And yeah. No, it goes on. Goes on this. Do that. Shift right click, and then we'll go ahead and throw in our Ember shards. There we go. And actually, I want you to... I'm going to be using this a lot between episodes, so I'm going to go ahead and bind it to that. There we go. So this is going to start building up. I'm also going to make a bunch of gauges so we can see everything. But then if we take this cobble, we right-click it into there, it's going to start making ash. Now I need to make an item extractor for this real quick, because it is going to store it into the bin. Alright, and we're going to put our item extractor here, and then we're just, for right now, I'm just going to run these item pipes over, because this is actually very, very temporary with the placement. But we're going to go ahead and put that there. That should start sending over ash piles. Awesome. And the reason I wanted to go ahead and get this, I almost ended out the episode, but then I was like, I really need this, because I think I'm going to be using some ash and stone for this build, which is crafted like that, and, you know, I didn't want to set that up without you guys. So, that's in place now. And I think we've set up we haven't used the reservoir and the Camonite ring yet. And we're going to have to... This will be probably the first thing that we do, just so I can get better efficiency on my Ember shards. We just don't have time this episode, so... And then we're going to start working towards the hammer. That's... Oh, let me check something. The automatic hammer is craftable. It seems like everything in Embers is craftable for us. So... Yeah, I think it's like free reign with Embers, which Embers is actually extremely powerful on the armor side of things. So I'm kind of stoked because we're going to have good armor next episode. So, but anyways, I'm going to end out this episode here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Stay updated with when new videos come out. And I hope to see you guys next time. We're going to be hitting Embers again pretty hard. So I hope you guys are looking forward to that. I'll see you guys then.